You're listening to Your Calm Parenting Path. I'm your host Nina, a mindful parenting coach and mum, here to help you go from overwhelmed and reactive to calm, confident and connected with your kids. This show is for parents who want to raise their children with more patience, less stress and a whole lot more joy. Because small shifts make a big impact and you can build the parenting life you've always wanted. If you want to see what I'm up to, follow me on Instagram at Mindful Parenting Lifestyle, and don't forget to hit follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's get started. Welcome back, lovely listener. Today we're talking about something I think so many of us need to be reminded of, especially at this time of year. It's about slowing down, taking a breath, and finding small, mindful moments that help us reconnect with ourselves. Today, I'm joined by the lovely Melissa, creator of Melissa Made with Love, a Western Australian business crafting natural skincare designed to be used as self-care rituals. Through her work as a Reiki and sound healer and her beautiful self-care offerings, Melissa encourages women to fill their cup first, even in the smallest, most mindful ways. So if you're feeling stretched thin or like there's never quite enough time for you, this conversation is for you. Let's dive in. Melissa, thank you for being here today. I'm thrilled to have you on the podcast.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Nina.
Now, for those who don't know you yet, can you tell us a little bit about Melissa Made with Love and how it all began? What inspired you to create skincare as a self-care ritual rather than just another beauty product?
So the story goes back quite some time. So I was a young mum, a single mum back in 1992. So we're going back some time now. And what I found was that I didn't have a lot of time for myself. And so what happens obviously when we're mums, we fill our cup by we think we fill our cup by going out and about in the community and doing other things. And I used to make things at home. So in my kitchen, I would make up things with everyday kitchen ingredients, and I'd put a face mask on when my bub was sleeping and things like that. And so I always had a little bit of this do-it-yourself natural skincare in the background.
Great.
But what happened for me was when my daughter was born in 96, a couple of years later, she developed eczema. And I was studying aromatherapy at the time and thought, I'm going to be able to do something beautiful for her skin instead of using the cortisone creams that the doctors told me to use with her. And so I didn't get it right to start with, but I started to then dive into how can I make natural ingredients or natural products to put on her skin to soothe the itch, but also keep it all natural and stop using the cortisone.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that was kind of where it started, but that's not where my business started at all. So that was sort of the interest in natural skincare and how can I do things naturally for my babies and for my children. And so I dived into that a little bit more and just made things for my family and friends to start with. So that's sort of the beginning. There's lots more into those stories, but it very much was the beginning of the inspiration and the idea behind it.
So the desire to want to use more natural products to help rather than the typical things that you get prescribed by the doctor. That's wonderful. Well done.
That's right. Yes.
So you talk a lot about self-care through skincare. What does that actually mean to you and how is it different from the way most of us think about skincare?
So for me, we use skincare. Most people use skincare now will either use, even just on the basics, they're using something to cleanse their skin and then maybe pop a moisturiser on it, bare minimum. But for me, it became, as a journey through my parenthood, it became a how can I carve out little moments for myself? And what I discovered was the time that I spent in the shower was this sacred ritual for me.
Yes.
Where as my children got older, I was able to say to them, you can't come in the shower, this is my time. And so because of that, it became this place where I would go to fill my cup and to renew my energy. I would consider that my sacred little space that the kids couldn't come into. The house could go quite chaos and, there could be mess and toys everywhere while I was in the shower, but we could deal with that afterwards. I could still have this little moment to myself. And so for me now, I really want to encourage people to use what they're already doing and just take it a little slower and be more mindful with that process so that they can fill their cup, especially mums or especially women in general, because we
Yeah.
all are so busy giving to everyone, our families, our parents, our children, our pets. And that we sometimes put ourselves at the bottom of the list. And I don't think that when we put ourselves at the bottom of the list, we're actually giving our best to everyone else either.
It's almost a
Because
disservice,
we're
isn't it?
absolutely. And then we burn out. And we've all been there at some stage where we burn out and we need some days on the couch or we get sick. And it's ideal if we can avoid that by making sure that we take the self-care time where we can.
Yeah, and that, things like skincare isn't just another thing that we have to do, but it's something that actually we enjoy doing and we look forward to doing, because that makes a big difference as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And can I say, just before I came onto the podcast, I went to the bathroom, had a little nervous wee, and and while I was in there, I washed my hands. And as I washed my hands, I just started to wash my hands and realized I was rushing. And so I just went and took that extra breath and slowed it down, and I paused, and then I took another breath. And I finished washing my
Oh,
hands, dried up, and then I came in to get ready for the podcast. And it was even a reminder to me that while I'm rushing, I don't need to be rushing.
yeah.
What's that extra breath costing you? It's just a small moment in your time.
Yeah. And it doesn't add up over the day either, does it? Because the time that you take to take those extra breaths, I'm sure that you get back because you're not so rushed to do things that, you make mistakes or you trip over yourself or get your words mixed up, because you're back to being more centered, back to being more regulated and able to approach situations differently, more calmly and with more perspective.
That's correct.
Oh, I love that.
Mm.
Wash your hands more slowly. Beautiful tip. Thank you. Because my next question I was going to ask you, what are some of your favorite simple self-care rituals that the busiest of busy mums can weave into her day, even when there's little ones hanging off her that won't let go?
Well, so it's exactly that. Start where you're at. So
Mm.
if you're going to be washing your hands, especially if you've got little ones. While you're washing your hands, just slow down and take a breath. Maybe pop your hand cream next to the basin where you wash your hands and just pop a squeeze of the hand cream on and just give yourself just a bit of a gentle massage. It only has to take a minute. It doesn't have to take 10 minutes. It doesn't have to eat
Mm.
into the time that you don't have. You're already in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So take an extra 10 seconds, take an extra 30 seconds, and you'll feel your body soften. You'll feel your nervous system become more regulated because you've slowed down that moment. And then when you come back out to your child, then you're able to feel calmer in the first
Mm.
instance. And then obviously you've done something for yourself. So your hands will love it,
Yeah.
but your mind will love it too because you've actually slowed down. So I think if you're really busy, that's one.
Fantastic.
If you're already having a shower, how can you slow down in the shower and actually take notice of what you're doing? Because if you wash your face in the shower, which many of us do, we typically take 10 seconds or less to do so.
Whoa. Crazy.
I know, right? So can you consider closing your eyes and being mindful and present with that and make sure it is 10 seconds or stretch it out to 20 seconds? And that doesn't sound like much, but if you take a pause and a breath and slow down, you actually notice that as time goes on, you start to take more time for yourself.
Yeah. And so, from a practical sense, slowing down, you're in the shower. So, things like counting to 10 in your mind or counting to 20 out loud, tuning into what does this smell like, feeling your hands press up against your cheeks. Are there any noises around, the feeling of the water? It's that kind of thing, being present instead of while you're washing your face, thinking, well, I've got to do A and I've got to do B and C and D. And if he does this, I'll do that. And then we'll have this for dinner. But actually tuning into those sensations around you, right? Because I think sometimes, we say, do it slowly, but what does that look like? And I think knowing what it looks like and counting all the sensations can really help mums to get an idea of what they're doing and what not to do, if that makes sense.
You've got it. Absolutely. That's what I would recommend. And
Yeah.
I love there's a little visualization I like to do in the shower as well, where I imagine, especially at the end of the day, where I imagine that water, I close my eyes, imagine that water is washing away everything that happened in the day, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. Just wash it away and that you come out of that shower feeling cleansed and clear and calm again.
Mm,
And so if you are using a body scrub maybe once a week,
yeah.
take your time to feel, how does that feel on my skin? How does
Mm,
that smell? All of those things can just help to slow you right down and give you that beautiful gift. You're already in the shower, so I'm not asking you to carve out extra time.
don't need to have a 30-minute soak in a tub.
Yeah, I'm just asking you to be more mindful and more present with what you're doing. Because in this day of all the stimulation that we see, the television, the social media, our phones, all, flashing lights and all the
Mm,
things that can be overstimulating, when you're taking that time for yourself and you slow down and you breathe through it, you're removing all of those distractions and you're just being present with yourself. So
mm,
it's lovely to go out for a day spa and have a whole day away, or go out to a festival, or,
yeah.
something that might sound just outrageous to some people. But, if you can't carve out an hour for a massage to go away somewhere, what can you do for you in your everyday?
Mm,
Because you can do beautiful things for yourself. Like when you put your moisturiser on, slow down, close your eyes,
mm,
feel what it feels like to go onto your skin. Maybe you're going to massage your jaw and realize that it's so tight that you can
yeah.
just give it a little bit of a moment and loosen that off as well. So yeah, that's where I come from, is that you already have the tools, you're already doing the work.
Yeah.
Just slow down and be
Slow
mindful
down.
around it. Yeah.
I really love that. And I'm thinking, as you're speaking, I'm thinking of other ways that it can be incorporated and to role model to our little ones, taking the time and slowing down. And coming into summer, I think like doing these things with our kids when we put sunscreen on is a really great way to teach them about slowing down. Because I know for my boys, getting into the pool on a hot day, that's all they want to do. And so putting sunscreen on is such an effort because they don't want to do it. But if we can slow it down and make it an experience that they enjoy, so they can rub it onto their hands or onto their face or on their arms, but then we can also give them that little massage as well. So we're both benefiting from that experience of putting on the sunscreen and just taking it time and chatting and being with each other in each other's presence, rather than rushing through just so we can jump in the water. I think that's a really great thing as well.
For sure. And maybe even incorporating some breathing in that, where we're going to breathe in for 3 and we're
Yeah.
going to breathe out for 5. And we're
Yeah.
going to breathe in for 3 and then we're going to breathe out for 5 while we're putting the cream on.
Mm.
And then that becomes that ritual that we're teaching them. And if we are doing it and we've been witnessed doing it in front of our children,
Yeah.
we're modeling for them how to regulate their nervous systems in a calm and friendly way.
Yes, exactly. And it's teaching them skills so that when they grow up and they have, busy, hectic lives, they can think back to these beautiful moments when they had that connection with us and they were able to calm down and really center themselves before going off and splashing around or going out to play a sport or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that. Adding breathing as well. So you're also a Reiki and a sound healer, Melissa.
That's right.
How do these practices influence the energy and intention behind the products that you create and the rituals you encourage?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked that question, because it's not something I talk about very often. Because I do energy work and I feel that, much like when you're cooking food, if you're in the wrong energy space, so you're feeling distressed, the food comes out maybe not the best, and it can be the same
Mm,
recipe day after day,
yeah.
but it tastes better when you do it with love. So the whole premise behind Melissa Made with Love is that my energy has to be in the right space before I get started. So I will not create a product if I don't feel the right headspace or the right energy space within myself.
Cool.
So then when I do make products, I also make sure that I use the energy of the Reiki, and sometimes I'll play sound bowls alongside of that product as
Mm.
it's simmering on the stovetop.
Oh, sounds
And
beautiful.
it's really lovely. So that energy is infused into the product, so that when you're putting the products on, you're actually getting the benefit of energy healing through those products as well, but it's not something I talk about often because it's just part of my practice as I make the products. So you can rest assured that when you put something on you, I didn't make it because I was hustling to get something done. I
Oh,
made it while I was being mindful and present with the product and with the intention of what it's for. So if you're buying a baby balm that's for nappy rash, then I've infused that
oh,
with that intention behind it so that it has the most amazing benefit to your
wow.
child. If you're putting that face cream on, you know that I've intended for that to be nourishing for your complexion as well as to give you that presence of time.
Wow, that is so beautiful, Melissa. I've not heard of that before, and I didn't know that you do that. So, yeah, I'm really glad I asked that question because I can just picture you now with your sound bowls, in the kitchen or, the room that you make all your products in. And it would be really nice to just go and watch you work because I imagine it would be so calming and relaxing knowing all, with the smells and the sounds and everything to watch what you're making. Oh, how wonderful. I love that.
It's a nice creative space to be in, and I really enjoy it. But like I said, I can't create if I'm under duress.
Yep,
I have to do it from a space of calm.
beautiful. That comes through with the products too. Oh, lovely. Now, you've recently released your Embrace Self Care ebook and 4-week course, which helps women rediscover themselves through small, soulful moments. What inspired you to create this and what can people expect from it?
I think similar to what we're talking about, it's more of
Mm.
a comprehensive sort of guide around how to take those small moments. And I talk a lot about the skincare as self care, but then also some other little things alongside of that around the nervous system regulation, around breath work, around the benefits of good sleep, and those
Mm.
things as well. And little practices you can bring into your life that are gentle that aren't going to take lots of time. And so I was sort of inspired by that because people hear me talk similar to now and they go, oh, I didn't think of it like that. And I want to show people that when we think of self care, sometimes we think that means we have to book an appointment to go somewhere. We have to
Yeah.
organize, in the case of parents, organize someone to have the children, make sure that we've got all of our things organized before we leave, which can actually be a little bit more stressful than it's intended when you're going out to do something
Mm.
nice for yourself.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to bring that back to focus about how can you do these things for yourself in a slow and mindful way. And sometimes when I talk to people, they say, oh, I kind of already knew that, but I needed the reminder.
Yes.
And that's where the self care, the 4-week journey is. We came together for 4 weeks and we got together on a Tuesday night. We had a chat about these things. And then I set little targets for them through the week to say, have a go at this. Let me know what worked for you and what didn't work for you. Because what works for you, Nina, might not work for your
Mm.
neighbour, but it
Yeah.
might work something, they might get something else out of that course and see that this is beneficial for them too. And so my intention wasn't around making it difficult. It was about giving you somewhere to connect and think about and feel into how do we make extra time for ourselves, because it's what it feels like. It feels like we've made extra time for ourselves
Mm.
when we can follow some of these practices. And if we can start to make them our everyday routines or rituals, then they become second nature. And
Yeah.
it's like any habit, we start to do it over a period of time and it becomes second nature and we just do it anyway. And then we find that we're calmer and we're more confident and then we can just move through the world a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Is the ebook available outside of the 4-week course?
It sure is.
Yeah.
So if you purchase the ebook as well, whenever I run this 4-week journey, you get an invitation to come along and join that for
Oh,
free as well. So that's a nice little add-on.
fantastic.
And also, if you feel that you don't have that sort of time, but you want to do things for yourself, I also have a do-it-yourself natural skincare free ebook that has just some recipes in it as well.
Oh, fantastic.
And those recipes are everyday things in your kitchen that you can turn into natural skincare, which is a nice way to sort of dip in. And
Mm.
that's a great one with kids as well. Maybe having some yogurt and some honey and putting it all over your face and making that a little thing that you can do for yourself. So your listeners are welcome to go onto my website there and download that for free.
Oh, thank you. That sounds like awesome fun. I think my boys would love that. Any excuse to make a mess, right?
Absolutely.
But it's a mindful mess, and it's a mess on them, and they can jump in the shower afterwards and then have a beautiful mindful shower to finish off the process. Oh, gorgeous.
That's right. And it's all natural, and it's things that you've already got in your house.
Yeah.
And it's natural things. And so, if it ends up in their mouths, it doesn't matter because it came from the kitchen anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Melissa, I love that your work focuses on slowing down and reconnected with yourself. But what about the days when things just don't go to plan, when everything feels chaotic? How could we still find one small mindful moment for ourselves?
Oh, well, what about when you're going to bed?
Mm,
If you put your magnesium cream on your feet right before bed, you're
mm.
going to bed anyway.
Might as well
And
put your
you can
cream
just
on.
pop some cream on right before you go to bed. Magnesium helps to calm the nervous system, settles the body, deals with any cramps and things in your feet or legs that you might have as well. But I use that as an everyday practice. It's like my body now knows that we're going to sleep now when I rub my feet with magnesium, and so that's the signal to say, okay, now it's time to rest. And so I think that I would challenge anyone that says, I don't have time. If you're using skincare or body products in any way during the day, I challenge
Mm,
you that you must have time. You just need to be more mindful around it, because
mm.
I think what happens is, like you said before, your mind is running through the lists of things that need to be done instead of being present in that moment. And so you might have even thought, oh, wait, did I just do that? Because
Yes.
you're thinking of
Yeah.
something else. We've all been there, right? Even when
Yep.
we drive the car, like, how do I get to here? I don't remember being there.
That's right.
I don't remember the journey, that sort of thing. So I think that if we can, I challenge anyone that says that I don't have time to
Mm,
do self-care. I believe you do, because you brush your teeth,
yeah.
you wash your hair,
You just have to do it slowly.
you're washing your body. It might not be my products that you're
Mm,
using, but you are doing these things anyway.
yeah.
So do you brush your teeth and rush through that process so much that you've made your gums bleed?
Yeah.
Or are you slowly brushing your teeth and actually noticing the sensations in your mouth? Are you washing your hands and paying attention to the tightness in your hands, or what's not tight in your hands? So I think that everyone can find time, but we need to be reminded in this day and age to
Mm.
slow down. Take a
And I
breath.
feel like even putting a Post-it note on your mirror with beautiful writing that just says slow down or take a breath, or putting it on the packet of the bottle of moisturiser to remind you, because if you're already in the go, go, go mode in the morning, just that one little reminder then it takes the pressure off you remembering to do it, because it's there on the Post-it note reminding you. So it's another way of adding it in without putting that pressure on another thing you have to tick off,
That's right.
because the reminder's there in front of you. And move it around different spots of the mirror, because you'll get blind to it eventually if it's always in the same spot. So try different color Post-it, swap it out every now and again as a reminder to do that. Yeah.
That's right. And if you sit down and you watch TV in the evenings, can you put your hand cream next to where you sit? And that might be the
Mm,
visual reminder that you need, and you can give yourself a hand massage. And then maybe you can give your kids a hand massage and they can
yeah.
give you one back, which is a beautiful interactive piece for
Yes.
each of you. So there's so many different ways to be present in that with your skincare as your self-care.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to just have a go. You don't have to start big, start small.
Yeah. One thing.
Start with washing your hands. Yeah, start with washing your face, and just slow everything down just a little bit more. Take an extra breath.
Beautiful advice, Melissa. I was going to ask you what would be one small shift in a self-care routine that would have a big impact on a mum's well-being, what you recommend that she start with today. And I think you've given so many examples already. And I think for me, the main one that stuck out is just when you're washing your hands. So I've taken the answer from you, but is there anything else that you'd like to add to that?
No, I think just look at what you're already doing. You don't have to find a new thing because that just
Mm,
sounds and feels energetically hard as soon as we
does.
think we've got to fit something else into the day. Just take where you come from where you're at. Take what you're already doing and slow it down
Mm,
and just be present with it. And the more that you do that, the more it will become everyday practice. And you'll notice that when you put your moisturizer on your legs in the morning, you're actually starting to just take it a lot slower than you used to instead of
mm,
rushing that process. So there's just so many things that we do in our day. And even I suggest even things like if you've made a cup of tea,
yeah.
in, just take a moment with that cup of tea to drink it. And I
Mm,
know that when we're mums and we're busy, it feels too, sometimes we don't get to finish the cup of tea while it's hot.
yeah.
But if you do get the opportunity, just sit down
Mm,
instead of rushing through that. You know, how many of us as parents do we stand up and eat our food because we're managing all the things, especially with small children? So it's just every single thing you do, just slow it down and start from one thing. So,
mm.
yeah, start with washing your hands, do it slower.
Do it slower. Awesome. Okay. So, Melissa, with Christmas coming up, what would you suggest as a meaningful, time friendly self care gift? Something a mum could treat herself to or give to another mum who really needs a moment to pause and recharge. Tell us all about what you've got available.
Well, I'm always going to say self-care with skincare. So I do
Yep.
packages of gift packs that have got products in them, but you can also craft your own these days. So you can choose some items, maybe pick a face mask and a moisturizer and a hand cream or
Mm,
pop some magnesium in there. And you can make your own little gift box of things that come out to your friend and that they can then sit and do those things for themselves through their day.
beautiful.
Or you can always, send them the ebook as a reminder of how they can do some beautiful things for themselves.
Yeah.
Or maybe even as mums, and this is something that I used to do frequently when I was a younger mum, was to gather together with a couple of friends and all the kids and let's do a face mask Friday
Oh, I love that.
and get together and do something nice. So, maybe you buy some products with the intention that let's carve out some time in 2026 where we can get together one Friday a month, or it doesn't matter, pick a day,
Hmm.
and we'll do it together. And and then we'll be showing our children, and our children will witness us giving to ourselves.
Mm.
And then when they see us doing these things for ourselves, we're teaching them how we want to be treated as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. What a great idea. Tag Melissa and I in Instagram when you do your Face Mask Friday, everybody. That's brilliant.
Oh, I'd love that.
Melissa, thank you so much for being on your calm parenting path. It's been such a joy to chat with you and learn more about Melissa Made with Love and how mums, busy mums, can actually take the time to do a bit of self care without actually taking the time.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to be here.
Oh, fantastic. Now, thank you for listening to your calm parenting path. I really hope this conversation with Melissa has reminded you that self-care doesn't have to be another thing on your to-do list. It can be found in the smallest, most mindful moments of your day, even when washing your hands. Remember, even a few intentional breaths while applying your moisturiser or a quiet pause before bed can create a small shift with a big impact on how you show up, not just for your kids, but for yourself too. If you'd like to explore more of Melissa's beautiful work, you can find her at Melissa Made with Love, where she shares natural skincare, soulful workshops, and her Embrace Self-Care ebook and 4-week course, along with her do-it-yourself guide, which sounds like a lot of fun. Perfect if you're ready to fill your cup this season or gift a little calm to a mum who needs it. You'll find all the links in the show notes. And if this episode spoke to you, please take a moment to follow, subscribe, or share it with a friend. It really helps the show reach more mums who could use a little calm in their day. I'm Nina from Mindful Parenting Lifestyle, and I'll see you next time on your calm parenting path. Thanks for listening to Your Calm Parenting Path. I am so glad you're here, and I hope this episode gave you something useful to take into your parenting journey. If you'd like to dive deeper, Sign up to my mailing list at mindfulparentinglifestyle.com.au for more tips and insights, or book a free chat to learn how we can work together. And don't forget to hit follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. I look forward to speaking with you next time on Your Calm Parenting Path.